Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Happy New Year. It is January 1st, 2024. I make it a tradition of trying to fly a drone every New Year's Day, and this year is no exception. I was thinking back, 2 years ago I was flying at this very spot. I'm at the schoolyard next to my house. You guys have all seen this before, this area before. But 2 years ago, I had my first flight of the Autel Evo Nano Plus in this very spot. I recall it vividly. There was snow on the ground and it was cold. It was right at freezing or a little bit below. Maybe it might have even been colder than that. I don't remember exactly. But however, this year we're out here and it's a much nicer day. It's in the low 40s, a little bit of a breeze. Late in the afternoon, as you can probably tell by the long shadows, it's about 4 p.m. and the sun, I think sundown is like 20 after 5, so we're pretty close to sundown. But what have I got for you today? Let's get to the important stuff. I have been kind of having fun kind of exploring the DJI Mini Drones. I've got them all. I've got every mini drone that DJI has put out, from the original Mavic Mini on up through the Mini 4 Pro. So what did I bring today? Well, I brought you the original Mavic Mini. I haven't flown this guy in a long time. I want to kind of open up the case here to show you some of the goodness of this drone. This is the Fly More kit. So you got 3 batteries, the controller, and the drone all in this little package. So it's very portable, easy to carry around. There's my hand over the top of it. You know, I mean, there's a lot of flying in that one little package. Very easy to carry around. So that's just one of the cool things about the original DJI Mavic Mini. However, as we all know, DJI has made a lot of improvements and let's talk about those a little bit. The original Mavic Mini, while it was a revolution at the time, it's not a terribly powerful drone, and I nearly lost this one out at the Snake River Canyon. I flew it out with the wind, tried to fly it back against the wind. Yeah, it was a mistake. I ended up landing it out in the sagebrush and going out and hiking out and picking it up. However, if you are looking for a drone today, you could do way worse than buying a used or refurb Mavic Mini. Now, I did a little bit of research and I've got some notes here and I'll be reading off of these notes on prices. I looked on eBay and you can buy a used, or you know, a lot of them are like new because people didn't fly them, Mavic Mini for 175 to 200 bucks. And I found that the Fly More kit or just the drone and a battery, they were all kind of around that same price. So why wouldn't you shop for a Fly More kit? Now you can still buy a Mavic Mini refurb directly from DJI, but that's $319. Well, for 319 bucks, why wouldn't you spend $339 and buy the brand new, the DJI Mini 2 SE, much more capable drone? However, it's available. And also, the Mini 2 is available as a refurb on DJI still, and it's $299. So again, you'd probably buy the Mini 2 before you bought this as a refurb on DJI. But used, if you can pick this guy up for 150 to 200 bucks, it's a tremendous deal, comparing it to a lot of drones that are still trying to catch up with the original Mavic Mini. So I just looked up some more prices just to give you for reference. So the Mini 3 you can buy as a for $489 as a refurb, and that's just the Mavic 3, or the Mini 3 I meant, not the Mini 3 Pro. And that's a great value. I would urge somebody, that drone has a lot going for it, and an amazing camera and a lot of things that this guy can't do. I don't know, it's more money, I know, so it's, you know, talking to if you're on a budget, of course. And then on up to the Mini 4 Pro. And the Mini 4 Pro, you know, it is just heads and tails more capable than the original Mavic Mini, but it should be, because the new price, just with the RCN2 controller, is $759. If you get the DJI RC2, the all-in-one controller, it's $1,099, let alone the Fly More kit, which you'd be $959 with the RC-N2 or $1,159 with the DJI RC2, and that's the one that I have. So you're paying a lot more money in real dollars than what we originally paid for the Mavic Mini. But in any case, just a little trip down memory lane to kind of see where we were and how we got there in just a few short years. I'm trying to remember, how old is this drone? It was at 2019 or 2020 that this first came out. But anyway, I'd have to go back and look it up, honestly, to tell you. But it's still a great drone, and I haven't flown it for a while, so let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air. Okay, I've got a screen recording started here, and everything put together, the Fly app. And by the way, I wanted to point out that we are using the old style controller with the phone underneath. This is an iPhone 15 Pro, and it fits in there quite nicely, holds it in there well. But it's asking for a compass calibration, so let's do that right now. So that was real simple. The drone took the calibration. We're going to go into video mode here. Let's look at the safety menu real quick. I see my battery's down to 89%. I charged this battery some time ago. Max altitude, 120 meters, no limit on distance. Return to home altitude is 30 meters. That's plenty for the area that we're in here. We calibrated the compass. It's not asking for an IMU calibration. We can look at the battery. Battery's looking good, about 4 volts on each cell. About menu, so you can see what firmware I'm running. The latest version of the app, 1.12.4, and the aircraft firmware 01.00.0600. I checked for updates before I left the house, and it didn't have any. You know, when the last update came for the Mavic Mini, I'll be honest with you, I don't remember. But in any case, yeah, let's start recording. And let's go ahead and take off, and let's just go on a little flyabout and just look how good this this old Mavic Mini is. Okay, let's do an automated takeoff on the app. And there it is, you know, hanging there like it hangs from a string. My little Mini 2, it kind of bucks when it takes off for a little bit. This guy not, that's perfectly smooth. Let's bring it in here to the camera. One thing that you remember about this drone is that there is no obstacle avoidance, so we don't need to worry about it. We can bring it in nice and close, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So let's rock it back and forth to show you that little gimbal, how that keeps things smooth, and looks like it's working perfect. I see I had to check off that I had a geozone nearby there, but we got that all checked off. I think nothing left to do now but do a little droney. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear it on the mic. I'm going to kind of get close to the drone with the microphone so you can hear the sound. It's a little bit higher pitched sound than the other minis. That's just by my ear. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. And I do see it's looking into the sun, so we have a little bit of lens flare on the camera, but reverse and up now. And as usual, up and away. And again, we got a little lens flare on the camera because we got the sun right there. And we're gonna go by my, my favorite cell phone tower here. And you know, it handles it just fine. You know, the issue here is that we're facing into the sun, so we're not giving that camera a very good chance. But here's what I want to do. I'm going to bring it, and I am getting a little bit of, this is a Wi-Fi drone. I am not getting a little bit of blockiness on FPV, but it came back pretty quick. And again, yeah, aircraft signal interference, and we're right in front of this Wi-Fi or this cell phone tower here. So, but let's go ahead and see if we can do a manual orbit. So remember this drone, and there you got some of that lens flare. Remember this drone is just a Wi-Fi drone. It's not OcuSync 2. It's not anything, you know, like the newer DJI drones. And I am seeing some blockiness and dropouts. Yeah, I'm getting aircraft signal interference. So yeah, let's get away from that cell phone tower. You know, what's odd is I've flown by that tower with this drone a lot of other times and I haven't seen that. But you know, they've modified the tower since the last time I flew by it. They added a whole nother section. So anyway, let's get out here on the other side. Let's get over Discovery School over here. And as we get away from that tower, it should help our signal a little bit. I've got the flat part of the antenna pointed straight towards the drone. And okay, let's get down to that rule of thirds, and it's kind of cloudy, so we don't really have a good look at the Boise front there. But I did want to stop and take a picture here so we could look at pictures. So I'm going to stop recording now. I'm going to click on the little film strip app at the top there. And we're going to click on, yeah, and I'm still getting interference on FPV, but we're going to click on photo, and all we have is a single shot or time shot. So let's take a picture. And there we got a shot. And I want to go point out to you that there are no other, there's no panoramas or anything on this drone. So you can take a time shot if you want. Well, we'll click on that. You can see, it looks like you can go from 2 seconds on up to 60 seconds time shots. And I guess you could do that to kind of, you could create your own hyperlapse. You'd have to do that in post-production. But let's go back into video and let's start video again. And let's turn this guy around. And let's get on the other side of the cell phone tower here. That's definitely causing some interference, and I am definitely getting some FPV interference here. So sadly, we're going to be going back into the sun here, but let's go full throttle this direction in normal mode. And yeah, it's taking, will it get up to 8 meters per second? I think, I'm trying to remember on this drone. Yeah, there's 8 meters per second, so that's top speed in normal. I can't remember in sport mode. I'm going to stop right there, and I'm going to put it in sport mode. So we're in sport mode now. Let's see what we can, see if it'll go any faster in sport mode. I can't remember if top speed is 8 or 12. And then yeah, we kind of lost signal there for a second. Or excuse me, 10 meters per second I thought, but maybe it's better than 11 meters per second right now. I'd have to look up the specs. But yeah, it's definitely, I'm definitely getting a lot of signal interference here. So even flying out this direction, so maybe we'll try something completely different here. Aircraft signal interference. We still got 19 satellites, but let's see if we can go across here. And I've got a straight shot at the drone, and maybe we can kind of get away from some of the interference from this cell phone tower here. Like I said, interestingly enough, I've flown this drone here a lot in the past and didn't have that kind of interference. So it's definitely, I think this tower is definitely punching out a lot more RF interference. Yeah, and we're breaking up there, so I just got a black screen. Yeah, it's going to go into, yeah, no transmission, so it's going to go into return to home. We'll just let it do that. We'll see when we get, yeah, okay, we got signal back in, then it dropped out again. See when it turns around here. I'm going to confirm. Yeah, so that put it into return to home, so it'll come back to us. And let's see when we get, yeah, okay, we're starting to get a signal back. It's beeping like crazy. Yeah, and it's telling me remote may be blocked, and it's not, but it's coming back to us. That's what I'm telling you. I tell people all that all the time. You know, you don't need to be afraid of losing your drone. It's going to come back to you. And here we go. It's on its way back. But we're definitely getting a lot more interference than I expected. Way more. So let's see. It's nearly back to us here. Let's see when it smooths out. I'm going to take it up in altitude here. We're going to cancel return to home. And I'm going to go fly the other direction, and we're going to go a lot higher. Well, I even got, yeah, I even had a dark screen there for a second. So it is right over the top of us right now. And I am holding the antenna up. And it's smoothing out here a little bit. Well, no, as soon as I say that, aircraft signal interference. Yeah, you know what I'm going to tell you is I think this area right here is just going to kind of be off limits for flying Wi-Fi drones, because it's definitely, this drone is struggling. But I'm not giving up yet. We're going to do some other tricks with it. We'll bring it back here, and I want to show you some of the quick shots. We'll bring it down and bring it back to us. Make sure we're high enough that we're above everything here. And again, I want to try some of the quick shots. So, yeah, boy, I got a really quick yaw there. Oh, I'm in sport mode, aren't I? So let's go back into, well, let's leave it in C mode here. That'll be nice and smooth. And C mode, I think our top speed is like 3 meters per second or 4 meters per second, something like that. So let's try. I'm going to stop recording. We're going to click on that film strip at the top again. We're going to go down into quick shots. You have to be in normal mode. I'll be darned. It says you got to be in normal mode to go into quick shots. So we're going to do that. Go into quick shots, and it tells us to draw a box. So let's see if it'll find us. And it did. And we're going to do a 30 meter droney. So you can see that's that little kind of arrow at about a 45-degree angle there. So let's click start. And it'll back up and away from us. This, I'm trying to remember if this was the first drone to have no, the Spark was probably the first drone to have quick shots, wasn't it? Yeah. But this was a revolution because it was the first sub 249 gram drone. And it's coming back to us here. And we keep getting that aircraft signal interference. So again, I may have to give this place up as a spot to fly Wi-Fi drones. Okay, so let's do a rocket now. And we've got to do, again, well, that's a pretty big box that I drew, but it still should work. 3, 2, 1, and it'll go straight up, and it will keep us in center of frame. And I don't know how long we've been flying, but we've been flying for a while. I think we were at about 90% battery when we started. Yeah, I just keep getting that aircraft signal interference warning. So again, I remember at the time DJI's enhanced Wi-Fi was a revelation. But well, shoot, I used to fly my Phantom 3 standard at this very spot without issue. So I think that Wi-Fi tower is definitely putting out more power than it used to. Okay, so let's go to the next one here, which is a circle or orbit. So I clicked on that, and we're going to again draw a box, and it doesn't give us clockwise or counterclockwise like it does on the newer drones, but it's going to count down and it'll just do an orbit here. Lots of drone for the money. It's and you can see the I like how it speeds up as it does the orbit here. But the other thing that I'll say is, you know, you get a lot for the money with this drone. Oh boy, our point of interest kind of wandered there a little bit. Well, then it came back, and there, man, I'm watching the drone. It's hauling the mail. It's moving along pretty good. It'll come to a stop right here. Okay, boom. There we go. Okay, we got one more to do, probably my favorite, and that's the helix. So you got 4, so let's do that box again. And we're gonna hit start. And what's the helix do? It does a corkscrew. It orbits and goes up and away. And again, on the original Mavic Mini, you don't have a choice at which direction. It goes clockwise. On the newer drones, you can choose clockwise or counterclockwise. But again, this guy will speed up as it goes. So in any case, we'll yeah, it just like the it did when it did the orbit. It kind of moved that point of interest and then popped it back. It's funny, I saw that with the original Mini SE the other day too. Kind of interesting. So will it? Yeah, it's returning to its original spot. Okay, so one more thing that I want to do. I'm going to cancel that, and I'm going to go back into video mode and start video, and we're going to go into sport mode again, and I want to go the other direction in sport mode and see if we can, whoop, there we go. See if we can, let's grab some altitude too. Let's get up there a ways. Yeah, and it's telling me low battery voltage, so we're getting low on battery. I just want to see how fast it'll go here. Yeah, there we got 12 meters per second. That's what I wanted to see. Okay, let's go back into normal mode. I don't want to push it, and let's do a return to home. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it on the controller. And let's bring this guy home. We're down at 23% battery. Interesting that it gave us that low battery voltage warning. I think when I threw it into sport mode, it said, hey, what are you doing, Bubba? Yeah, fly with caution, low battery voltage. So we're bringing it home. And that's me dropping the camera down. And I am trying to hold the antenna up here so that we get a direct shot, the flat part of the antenna directly up at the drone. And it's coming down here, and it's giving that low battery voltage. So we're down to 20% battery, but we're almost home. It looks to me like it's going to be a couple of feet off of the pad, and it's also facing towards us. Now what I'm trying to remember is, will it pick up the camera? I've got the camera pointed straight down. Will it automatically pick up the camera as it lands? I don't remember on this guy, to be honest with you. So it should go into landing mode here. And yeah, and it picked up the camera and it's in landing mode. And yeah, it says unsuitable for landing. It didn't like that. So let's bring it forward here. And I'll bring it kind of vaguely over the landing pad. Yeah, I'm a little forward, I think, and off to the side, but let's go, well, let's bring it back over. I'm gonna eyeball it. Let's see, straight down on the left stick. Put it in landing mode. Yeah, I'm in front of the pad. Shows how good my depth perception is, isn't it? Okay, let me get everything shut down and we'll do a quick conclusion. Hey, okay, the good old DJI Mavic Mini, fun little drone. Now, the thing that kind of caught me off guard there was the signal interference. got a ton of signal interference that made it difficult at times to fly the drone. Now, if you look at that cell phone tower behind me, see that second, it used to be just that bottom smaller part, and they added that whole second top part to it, I don't know, 6 months ago or so. So I think it's putting out a lot more power is my guess, because there's definitely more Wi-Fi interference in this area, and it definitely affected the drone. So think about that. If you were thinking about buying this drone, that's something to consider. If you're in an urban environment, you might get some interference. Now, I'm quite sure out in the country, you'd be just fine. However, we did show how well the drone flies. It flies really well. And still, even at that, we had it up to 12 meters per second in sport mode, which, for a mini drone is pretty quick. I remember at the time, the original Hubsan Zeno, its top speed was like 8 meters per second. So, and I remember, well, let's go back to the original Mavic Pro. I don't think it was much faster than that. It was not a super fast drone either. So in any case, I got to show you the QuickShots, and I'm glad we got through all those QuickShots. We took a picture, so we'll look at that. Unfortunately, there was enough fog out there that we didn't really get was much to look at on the Boise front, but you'll get to see the quality of the picture. Again, great video, 2.7K, 30 frames per second. The video quality is really good on this guy. So if I was telling somebody to buy an entry-level mini drone today, depending on their price point, I would certainly point them to the Mini 2 SE. It was recently on sale for $299, but at $336, man, that's amazing. But if you can pick one of these up at a garage sale or on eBay for 150 bucks, still a great drone. Anyway, that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out, and if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And of course, we'll see you on the next one. The DJI Mavic Mini right there. See you guys later.